What's good, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of my explaining different positions at Amazon series. Brand new series. This is the second ever episode. In the last one I explained what inbound shipping dock was, and today I'm going to be explaining what inbound WaterSpider is. Before I get started though, I do want to say sometime this year, for sure coming, hopefully within the next few months, this whole setup and really my whole entire recording studio, basically, where everywhere that I record, I'm going to be changing that drastically. I definitely want to change it soon. I want to make it look a lot more nicer than it already is, because for the past couple of months it's kind of just been whatever, honestly. I changed it for the holidays, but for the most part it's just kind of looked a little bit boring. You know, we got this bland wall right here and all that. I'm going to be changing all this stuff soon, hopefully within the next few months. I'm going to try to get it to where I can go from one video it being like this into the next video it being insanely different, but we'll see what happens. Let's get on to the video though. So shipping dock comes first in an Amazon facility, but after that is WaterSpider. It goes straight from the shipping dock, from the packages, the pallets that are built, all the way to the WaterSpiders who are there to grab those pallets and bring them to the stores. So for those who don't work at Amazon at all, I'm going to explain really briefly kind of where WaterSpiders are working and what the situation is like. So let's just say this is one big walkway. WaterSpiders, and there's stow stations like this. There's stow stations all down one really huge walkway, and then the WaterSpiders use that walkway to carry pallets around. And like I said, the stowers are like this. They're divided into that line, and basically what the WaterSpiders are doing all day, briefly I'll say real quick, is they're just feeding work to each WaterSpider. They're going down to each WaterSpider and giving them work. That's kind of how the area for the WaterSpiders work. It's kind of like their little workstations. It's not really a station, but that whole entire walkway is where the WaterSpiders work. There is about 3 to 5 WaterSpiders on the entire walkway for each floor. It really depends how many WaterSpiders there are that day. Sometimes it could be as little as 2, and sometimes it could be as much as 6, but there's usually around 3 to 5. That's pretty much how their stations are. And also right here, at the very front station, at the very first one, there's usually a VRC. I explained that in the last video. What the VRC was is basically an elevator where the shipping dock employees send the work up to the WaterSpiders, and basically whoever is in the very first section of the whole entire walkway, whoever's in that first section and has the first few stations, because WaterSpiders get about 5 to 10 stow stations each. So the first person will do the first 5 to 10, the next person will do the next 5 to 10, and it'll keep going down all the way to the end of the hallway. But the person who's in the very first section with the first 5 or 6 stations, they also have to work on the VRC. Like I said in the last video, the VRC gets sent up, and then the WaterSpiders unload the VRC. Well, the very first WaterSpider in line unloads the VRC. He's doing that all day long, and he's unloading all the pallets, taking them all off, and he's also pushing the Gaylords in. I'll explain what the Gaylords are later on. I think I did explain it a little bit in the last video, but I'll explain it later on for sure too. So they're pushing the Gaylords in. They're pushing a lot of stuff. Whatever trash they have, they're putting that into the VRCs and sending them back down. So just know that if you are the very first WaterSpider in line that day, you are going to also not only be doing what all the other WaterSpiders are doing, but you're also going to be unloading the VRCs too. So the first person in that big walkway does get extra responsibilities. But now that we've gotten that done with, I kind of want to explain pretty much what the WaterSpiders are doing all day. It's honestly not much. So pretty much the first WaterSpider, he's unloading all the pallets that have come up the VRC, and he's putting them in a little designated area. And pretty much not only that WaterSpider, but everybody else included will also be pretty much grabbing from those pallets, all those pallets that the first WaterSpider puts onto the line, the designated area where the pallets will be. They're grabbing their pallet jacks, they're pulling up the pallets, and they're just dragging them down to their stations. Like I said, every WaterSpider is assigned to around 5 to 10 stations, and pretty much all they're doing is grabbing the pallets, putting those pallets into whips. It's going to get a little bit confusing because I don't know what the abbreviation for whip is, but basically what the whip is it's a little taped off square, and that's where Amazon wants you to put the pallets. So it's a little taped off square on the floor. You go and drag the pallet with the pallet jack and put the pallet into that little square, and that's pretty much it. The square is always going to be right next to a station, a little stow station. So you're going to open up the pallet, open up everything, and just take its contents and put it on the sled. That's pretty much what WaterSpiders are doing all day. They're grabbing the pallet jacks, putting them next to a stow station they're assigned to, opening the pallets up, grabbing the boxes, and putting them onto the sled all day for the stowers. All day long, WaterSpiders are just putting stuff on the sled and sending the work to the stowers so that the stowers can get those boxes, grab the items inside, and then put them into the little pods. My next video, I'll explain what stowers do more, so don't worry about that now. But if you're WaterSpidering, that's pretty much, like I said, that's for the most part, that is the main role for the WaterSpider. That is the most important role, is to grab boxes, put them onto the sled so that the stowers have work all day, because That sled and the boxes that go onto that sled is all stowers have to do all day. All they have to do is focus on that sled. So it's very, very vital that the WaterSpider always make sure that their stowers have work, or else their stowers are going to fall behind. They're not going to hit their race. They're not going to do really well, and they might even get written up. So it's definitely a huge responsibility for the WaterSpiders to make sure that their stowers have work all day. Another thing that happens as well is the stowers, when they're done with the boxes, like let's say they got a box of 10 items, when they put all 10 of those items into the pods, they'll go ahead and throw that box away into a Gaylord. What a Gaylord is basically a big blue box. It'll say quarter get recycling on it. It's a big blue box that you're throwing all the cardboard in, all the extra stuff from the packages. You're putting that into that trash bin basically, and then the stowers are doing that. And then once the WaterSpiders see that their Gaylord is full, that one of the stowers Gaylord is full, they're dragging that, they're bringing it over to the VRC, and they're throwing it in one of the empty VRCs. Again, the VRCs are the elevators. Once you take out all the pallets from those elevators, then the WaterSpiders will grab those empty Gaylords and they'll put those in the VRC and then send the VRCs back down like that. So that's another thing you're doing as well. After you throw an empty Gaylord into the thing, you have to build another Gaylord for the stowers so that they can put their trash in. So it's pretty simple to build those things. They're just like big squares. You kind of just fold them like you're folding a cardboard box pretty much, put them up, and then you'll just grab it and put it to the stower station so that the stowers have a place to put their trash basically. So that's another one of the things that you do as well. And then another thing too is there's these big yellow totes that we use at Amazon. Sometimes instead of regular cardboard boxes for work for stowers, we actually give them those yellow totes as well. When the stowers are done with that, they put them behind them right next to their station. They put the empty yellow totes behind them. We also grab those. WaterSpiders grab those all day and put them onto the sidelines. There's a little sideline area where you're supposed to put things like the empty pallets and the empty totes. You put those onto the sidelines. So that's another thing you're doing too, is just grabbing those empty totes and literally dragging them like 5 feet over to the sidelines. It's not that far of a walk or anything at all, and it's very, very simple. All you're doing is grabbing like a stack of 12, pushing them over to where they're supposed to be. And then, I mean, that's honestly pretty much you're doing all day as a WaterSpider. Again, the most important part is making sure that your stowers have work all day, making sure that people are sending up work to the VRC so you can continue to have more pallets come on and that you can give to the stowers. You're just making sure that they're having work all day long. That's the most important part of WaterSpidering, and I hope that I explained it as best as possible, but that is pretty much the key essential thing. You're using a pallet jack all day, you're putting the pallets into whips, you're emptying those pallets, putting them onto the sled, and that's pretty much it. At the end of the day as well, all the WaterSpiders have to make sure that the stations that they were working on are completely full. Everything is filled with work, so that way when night shift comes in, or if you're night shift, when day shift comes in, whichever shift is coming in after you, you need to make sure that the work is completely filled. So when the stowers come in for night shift, they'll already have work able to do, so the WaterSpiders don't have to stress out about giving work to them immediately. The stations need to be full, the stations need to be completely restocked, everything needs to be restocked, and that's pretty much how it works at Amazon for WaterSpiders. That's pretty much it. There's not really much else to it. It's pretty much just giving work to stowers all day, and that's it. Like, I don't really know. I don't think I'm missing anything else. Of course, the first WaterSpider does have to do a little bit more work than the rest of them, but that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't have much else to add on to that because there's not much more than what I said. So I think I'm gonna end that video there. If you're enjoying this series, go ahead and leave a like and let me know down in the comments below what other positions you would like to see me do next. I think I'm gonna be doing stow next, since that's kind of what comes after WaterSpider. I'm trying to do this in order of each position at Amazon, at least at fulfillment centers. So I'm trying to explain each position in order. So yeah, let me know what you thought about this video. I'm gonna go ahead and end that there, guys. Thank you so much for watching again. Hopefully a new setup coming soon. I would really love to get a new setup going. And yeah, leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it. If you love Amazon content and you want to see more content just like this, go ahead and subscribe down below, and I'll catch you all in the next one. I love you all. Thank you for watching this video.